and today we'll be talking about understanding sessions, understanding Forex sessions, understanding timings in Forex market. The Forex market is made of four different major sessions that contribute to the flow of the market in 24 hours. The Forex market is open for 5 days. That is 24 hours in 5 days from Monday to Friday. While the derivatives, the synthetic indices are opened throughout the week. That's 24/7. And also the crypto market opens 24/7. But the Forex market, which is deal with the currency pairs like the Euro USD, the GBP USD, the Euro NXD, and such kinds of pairs are open for 5 days. And those kind of pairs are open for 5 days. They are also peculiarly followed by four sessions: the Sydney sessions, the Sydney sessions, the Sydney session, that's the Australian session, and the Tokyo, which is the All Asia session, and we have the London session, and we also have the New York session. So today I'm going to be telling us on how you can become profitable knowing which kind of session or what kind of session you need to trade. You can't trade all session because specific pairs as they have specific timing of timing where their traders enter and there are much volatility in the market because we as trader, whether a scalper, whether a intraday trader, whether a swing trader, what you want to know is, especially for the scalper and intraday trader, what you want to know is that when the market is going to get their volume, when the market want to what get their volume, such as the Euro USD, which is the euro against the US dollar. The euro most likely at the London session and the US dollar at the New York session, because these are the sessions whereby they open their market. That means a news can come out at this period and volatility can come into the market. And also this is when traders enter into the market. There are more traders to trade, high volatility and high movement, and that is what you also want to catch. You want to catch the nearest 20 pips, you want to catch the nearest 50 pips, you want to catch the nearest 100 pips, as it may be. So you need to know and have a background understanding of what session you need to trade. Now we are going to look in depth about what the Sydney session stands for, what the Asian session stands for, and also what the London session also stands for, and also what the New York session stand for. I got a message from a friend asking me, US state is not moving by this time. What's happening? Or gold is not moving by this time. What's happening? But you need to understand, have the basis. You need to have the understanding regarding session. You need to have the understanding regarding these four peculiar sessions in relating to the pairs you are trading, because all these four sessions are not outplayed by all by the same pairs, such as USD, JPY are the Asian pairs because that is the Japanese yen at the east side. So it flows so well, or there's much volatility at the Asian session, which is from 12 a.m. or 1 a.m. perhaps in Nigeria time to 9 a.m. Why the USD is the New York, when the New York open at the 1 p.m. and closes at 10 p.m. So these are the specific time whereby you can trade and you can find your volatility in the market. And also you want to take the nearest 20 pips, 50 pips, 100 pips. So traders, get ready as we are going to be dissecting this. So now let's go. So for the Sydney session, this is the Sydney session. The Sydney session starts as the open of 10 p.m. at 10 p.m. in the night. That's GMT plus 1, 10 p.m. and to 7 a.m. That's the close time for the Sydney session. For somebody trading the Euro USD, which is the euro against the US dollar, and euro, which is in the London side, and US dollar for the New York. So you won't see much movement. You won't see much movement in this session, in the Sydney session, you won't see much movement around 10 p.m. to 7 a.m. And that is why I don't trade Japanese yen pairs because they move around that period, and also around Asian period, they move around that period. So pairs that move in this space are pairs that has the AU, the Australian dollars. I get me, the Australian dollar, they move at this period, and that is where you want to get some little volatility from the market from. So let us move directly to Tokyo session. The Tokyo session is also the Asia session, which most traders know it as. And now that you know that this is the Asia session, that means every pairs within that are in Asia follows this, and which, for example, is the Japanese yen. The Japanese yen, the New Zealand dollar, everything follow this side. And now from 12 a.m. to 9 a.m., that's when you get some volatility in the market, and where most traders that trade the Asian pairs trade a lot, and you see some movement about 50 pips around that period for something like USD JPY, Euro JPY, GBP JPY. That is what you want to trade. And also next, we have the London session. The London session is those pairs that are involving the euros, that means the continent, the Europe continent. And you can see something like the AUR USD, GBP USD. You can see something like the Euro NSD. You can see something also like the euros or JPY. So anything attached to euro or the GPP are always have the volatility at the London session, and that flows from the open of 7 a.m. but at Nigeria time at around 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. to 5 p.m. to 5 p.m. So these are the peculiar time whereby you want to trade the market regarding the euro. Okay, the New York session, the Neo section is from 1 p.m. to 10 p.m. And around that 10 p.m. is when, around 1 p.m. to 10 p.m. is where there's much volatility. And if you are going to take note about your peers, imagine you are trading the Euro USD. The Euro USD moved from the starting of Euro, that's around 7 a.m. or 8 a.m. to about 10 p.m., whereby you see good volatility. But there's a way traders you need to trade, especially the intraday traders, whether you want to take volatility, you want to take measures on the volatility, and you want to take measures also on when most traders enter the market to trade that particular pair. And when you want to trade that particular pair, you see there's a whole lot of volatility, about 20 to 100 pips, and that's when you want to catch it and want to trade for yourself. So let us move closer to how you can become profitable using these session pairs, because you need to have an understanding. All right, now the best time to trade Forex, the most volatile and liquid times are during session overlaps. During session overlaps are when there's more volatility. These are the most active period for that particular pair. Now, let us say we have the London-New York overlap. The London-New York overlap, which is from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. That's when you start to see there's a whole lot of news that do come out within this period. News like the CPIs, news like the PMI, news like the, what else again? NFP, they come out within this period. And these are the most active period for pairs that are involved in London and in New York sessions, such as Euro USD, GBP USD, GBP USD, USD JPY, USD CAD, USD CHF. All these pairs moves, or this is the most active period. So this overlap, London New York overlap, also covers for the USD pairs, the GBP pairs, and the Euro pairs. And let us also, you see that major news often are released at this London New York overlap from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. And this is when you, as a trader, as an intraday trader, or as a scalper, you want to enter the market, and you want to take your profits out and become profitable. The next thing also we have to talk about is two, the Tokyo and the London overlap. The Tokyo and the London overlap. this is the Asia and the London overlap, and this time from 8 a.m. to about 9 a.m. But if you look at it closely, it is from about 3 a.m. the overlap. Okay, that's the overlap. But from 3 a.m. the Asia session is open. The Asian session is open from about 1 a.m. to about to 9 a.m. But the overlap is about from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. So this is a period whereby it's less active but can influence JPY decision and also euro decisions. Euro decisions, that's euro JPY. They are less active but can influence this period. Also, let us move closely. What you need to avoid while trading sessions are avoid low liquidity periods. Avoid low liquidity periods. Low liquidity periods like the last few hours of the New York session or early seedling hours when spreads widens and movement is low. There's always a period, just as what one of my friends asked me, that why is US 30 closed or why is gold closed? Yes, there's a period that as if nothing is happening in the market, and this is the last point of the New York session about 10 p.m. and the early seedling hours, that's around 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. So that is what you want to avoid. So next, we have to check this also so we can have full understanding. This is how session overlaps. Do well to like and subscribe to this channel. How session overlaps affects volatility. Overlapping sessions, there are more traders, more volume, tighter spreads, and higher volatility. Overlapping sessions, during these overlapping sessions, what you need to see that always happens to the market is that there are more traders to trade the market, which brings more volume to the market, and now you experience a tighter spread. A tighter spread, but something like at the end of the New York session or at the beginning of the same session around 10 p.m. to 11 p.m., that's when you see that the spread widens from as much as 30 pips to about 20 pips. So you don't want to trade around that period. When do you want to trade? Around overlapping sessions where there are more traders, more volume, tighter spreads, and higher volatility. Look at this also. High volatility creates opportunity for scalpers and day traders. And also lower volatility is better for long-time strategies, but may cause takeout or fake out. That's fake out like super liquidity and such. So key takeaways for traders: plan your trades around high volume times. Are you getting it? You don't want to be trading everywhere. Don't want to be trading every time. You don't want to be trading during when you are trading Euro USD and GBP USD, or when you're trading gold and you're trading during Asian session for what? You don't need to trade during those Asian sessions. You just need to wait for when there's high volume in the market so that you can have better execution. Plan your trades around high volume times for better execution. Also, next, you want to know, stick to what major pairs. Stick to major pairs. There are major pairs, about 7 to 10 major pairs, and that is the things those are the pairs you want to trade. Don't trade the heavens and earth. Are you getting me? Don't trade all pairs. There are money in all the pairs. There's money in all the pairs. So you don't need to trade all the pairs before you get your money. So what you need to do as a disciplined trader is for you to pick specific pairs that are aligned to yourself. Me, I don't want to be awake checking the chart at Asian session, and that's why I choose Euro USD, GBP USD, and gold to trade. And that's why I'm not trading USD, JPY. I'm not trading any Asian pairs. So during my active hours or during the day, and also use a Forex market clock app or website to keep track of sessions in your local time. So let us move directly to the chart so I can show you some example of what you need to know or what you need to see, how you need to understand how to go about these sessions. So this is gold. This is gold. Or should we use Euro USD? But nevertheless, gold. If you are going to check gold the highest forex reserve for gold, or the highest gold reserve, is the US. And the US, they open at around what time? Around the New York session. So as you have just said, that means you should be expecting more volatility in gold around the New York session, which is around 1 p.m. to what 10 p.m. So you'll be expecting much what volatility around that period. But you can also find some volatility around London session. I getting it around London session. But most of the volatility for gold, you should find it around the New York session. So let's dive into days, previous days. This is 1 hour time frame, and let us see what we have there. So now this is my chart. This is my chart, which has specified different sessions. The blue, the blue is for the Asian session, and the green for the London session. While the red is for the New York session. So let us dive in quickly. So now you can see this is the blue, the Asian session. Look at the movement. The movement from the movement, okay, quite long, quite okay, and also the movement in London session just poor. Then look at New York session, boom. And what you always also notice is that around the New York session and the Asia session depicts for the low and the high of the day, because this is gold. And I told you gold works for what during New York session, which is from 1 p.m. to 10 p.m. 1 p.m. to 10 p.m. So what I going to see, I'm going to see that gold will be having their major highs around the New York or lows around the New York session, or a good volume in the New York session. So look at this, boom, it has that movement. Look at this, quite a good volume, a low volume, and look at this, boom, a very high volume in the market. Good volume, good volume, good volume. Okay, poor volume, poor, poor. I'm very sure there was no news. Um, poor volume, boom. This is red. So this is New York session, boom, a good volume. The Asia session, good volume, poor, good volume, good volume, poor volume. Most likely there's no news. But look at the movement after the New York session. You can see, all right, like poor volume, good volume, poor, good. So look at this. Good. Sorry, poor volume, a good volume. That's high volatility, poor, poor volume. Maybe there's public holiday. I think this was when there was public holiday. And also this, look at the movements. You can see it over and over again, over and over again. You have good volume around the New York session. So this will be the end. So do well to like and subscribe to the GoFX up, so they can get much updates and educating content such as this. So do take care of yourself. Shalom.